Thank you, Presiding Officer. As MSPs, we regularly have the privilege of meeting an extraordinary range of individuals, groups and organisations. Amongst the many who make up the rich fabric of our society, there are certain groups and individuals who to meet is, for me, and I imagine for all of us, a humbling experience. Those who serve in our fire, police and other emergency services, our forces and veterans community, those who work in the front line of our health and social care services, and our unpaid carers. Presiding Officer, carers make up 17% of the adult population of Scotland, and it is estimated that 4% of those under 16 are unpaid carers. The diversity of Scotland's population is equally reflected in the diversity of our carers community. The student who balances school while caring for her mum, the elderly husband who meticulously and selflessly organises his wife's self-directed support, the single mother raising 3 children who each have additional support needs. These are but a handful of the experiences shared by the 788,000 people in Scotland who are caring for a relative, friend or neighbour. Each one of those carers makes a profound impact upon the lives of those that they support. In doing so, carers make a massive contribution towards the delivery of care in Scotland. The value of the care provided by unpaid carers equates to some £10.3 billion per year. To put that into context, that is an amount equivalent to almost 80% of our NHS budget. This is being provided by barely 15% of the population. To put it simply, society as we know it can only function because of the selfless dedication of unpaid carers. The care that they provide is irreplaceable. However, Presiding Officer, as well as providing care, many carers also make a significant contribution to Scotland's broader workforce across a range of professions. It is estimated that more than 1/3 of carers combine care with work, with the 270,000 working carers comprising more than 10% of the entire working population of Scotland. With the total number of carers in Scotland expected to reach 1 million within the next 20 years, it's clear that our working carers are going to become an increasingly important part of Scotland's overall workforce. This is why it is vital that our workplace environments are supportive and understanding of the needs of carers, not just for the carers of today and tomorrow, but also for Scotland's wider economy. The Carer Positive initiative both recognises and assists employers who seek to provide a supportive and understanding environment for those employees who are carers. This support can take many forms, such as telephone access, health and wellbeing support, leave arrangements and flexible working. Small differences can have a huge impact. However, without the right type of support in the workplace, working carers are at risk of stress, burnout, and even leaving employment altogether. This, of course, can have a significantly detrimental impact on both the carer and the people who they care for. However, it can also have a very negative impact for the employer who loses a skilled member of staff. However, with the right support, employers are able to retain carers. This can lead to reduced absence, lower levels of staff turnover, and an overall reduction in recruitment costs. And the good news is that all organisations, regardless of size or structure, can become carer positive. So, Presiding Officer, how does an organisation... Certainly.
Ruth McGuire.
Thank Tom Arthur for taking an intervention. I wonder if you would agree with me that if employers don't provide flexible, carer-friendly workplaces, that they're actually missing out on a huge pool of talent. It's not just about supporting people, it's about accessing the talent and skills of folk who have caring responsibilities.
Tom Arthur.
I absolutely agree with my colleague, and I will illustrate some of that later on in my remarks. But as I was going to say, Presiding Officer, the question is how does an employer or an organisation become carer positive? Well, it's actually very simple. It's really just about fulfilling 5 fairly basic criteria. These are: 1, that there is a good understanding of the meaning of the term carer, and that measures are in place that allow for the identification of carers, including support to self-identify for those who may not be aware that they are carers. 2, that there are recognised carer policies or procedures. 3, there is workplace support. 4, policies, procedure and support are effectively communicated to all staff. And 5, that carers are supported to engage with other carers. Once an employer achieves carer positive status, organisations can then progress through 3 levels, moving from engaged to established and finally to exemplary. The ways in which the criteria are met and progression achieved will, of course, vary between organisations, reflecting their different sizes and structures. This flexibility allows employers and carers to work together in the design and implementation of policies and procedures within the workplace that work for them. Presiding Officer, the Carer Positive scheme is designed so that all organisations will be able to meet the criteria. And there are now over 90 Carer Positive employers across the length and breadth of Scotland, covering close to 300,000 employees. Carer Positive employers can be found in a range of sectors, including financial services, energy, food and drink, charities and social enterprises, local authorities, health boards, colleges and universities, Scottish and UK government agencies, and even MSPs, not to mention the Scottish Parliament, of course, and the Scottish Government. This means there is now a solid evidence base highlighting the advantages of Carer Positive and a wide range of examples of best practice on how to achieve accreditation and progress. Before concluding, Presiding Officer, I do wish to place on record my thanks to members of the Greens, Labour and Liberal Democrats, as well as my own SNP colleagues who have supported the motion today. I would also like to express my gratitude to Carers Scotland, in particular to Simon Hodgson, Sue McClintock and Fiona Colley, who are in the gallery, for their support ahead of this debate. I am pleased to advise members that I will be hosting a drop-in session with Simon, Sue and Fiona between 2 and 4 this afternoon in Committee Room 3, and I would encourage members to spare 5 minutes to take this opportunity to drop in and learn how they can promote the Carer Positive scheme to organisations in their own constituencies and regions, and, importantly, learn how to become Carer Positive employers themselves. Presiding Officer, 3 in 5 of us will become carers at some point in our lives. Carer Positive is an initiative that is relevant to all of us. It benefits both working carers and employers, supporting and enabling working carers to gain and retain employment, and it contributes towards inclusive growth. It is a scheme that deserves the widest possible uptake, and I look forward to seeing more organisations and MSPs becoming Carer Positive employers. Thank you.